So, excellent segue from Florent about metadata. Metadata, especially metadata on ebooks and especially on the backlist. So you know that the big problem at the moment for accessible books is to be found. And to be found, you need metadata, and you need metadata on retailers, websites, library portals. To get good metadata on these portals, you need good metadata either in Onyx files or in EPUB. In Onyx files, we know that publishers have some difficulties to put good metadata in Onyx files, but we know that they can do something pretty good in EPUB. They make their EPUB accessible, but sometimes the metadata doesn't show that in the EPUB. So there is a need to extract information from the EPUB itself and to relay it to in the flow, to put it in the flow. So where we go. FeniXX. FeniXX is a company that digitalized and marketed almost 100,000 books.
Yes.
Which were not...
I'm going to present it.
You're going to present it, so I only present you.
I've got notes, so...
Okay, so Émilie is the general manager of FeniXX.
General manager of myself, but yes.
And we'll present that.
I am.
The floor is yours.
Thank you. Do you hear me? Because a little... So, good morning, everyone. My name is Émilie, and I'm going to talk to you about our experience as a publisher with remediating a backlist to improve digital accessibility. So, to talk to you about the challenges of backlist remediation in a catalog like ours, I first need to explain who we are and what we do. I'm going to be quick because I think we are late. So FeniXX is a company created as part of a national French initiative called Readium, which began in the early 2010s. At that time, if you remember, Google was threatening to digitize and make freely available millions of out-of-commerce books, many still under copyright, without the consent of right holders. And in response, the French Ministry of Culture launched a project to digitize and manage the rights of these works in a structured and legal way. So the BNF, France's National Library, was tasked with identifying and scanning the books, while FeniXX was appointed to convert those scans into digital books and distribute them. We're also in charge of transferring royalties from the sale of those ebooks to the collective rights organizations, SOFIA. This program could only exist, and I really want to thank everybody, thanks to a strong public support and targeted cultural policies aimed at sustaining the book economy in France. Ah, c'est pas en... Ah oui.
Non, pardon, c'est celui-là. Hop, merde. Hop. Voilà.
Et ensuite, je peux appuyer sur la... Ok, ça marche. Yes, that's it. So, FeniXX began distributing ebooks from the Relire program in 2015. And the goal was to make 20th century French books, still under copyright but no longer sold in print, accessible again. At the time, BNF estimated up to 500,000 titles could qualify. And 10 years later, after many technical and legal pitfalls, some here will remember them, I won't go into detail today, we've completed the digitization phase in 2023, and today we offer almost 100,000 ebooks. Our current mission is to promote this unique and culturally rich backlist and connect it with the wide audience it deserves. The challenges we face in remediation are closely linked to how the catalog was created. About for the good news, 70% of our catalog is in EPUB 3 format. Most of the files were produced between 2015 and 2022 in a tight time frame, and by the same designer, which means a stable and consistent production base. Since September 2019, all new EPUB files have been built to meet accessibility standards, at least 0 ACE violations. So, when the European Accessibility Directive came onto our radar, we thought we were well prepared. But as we quickly discovered, we still had a long road ahead. Because actually we're dealing with books published throughout the entire 20th century. It's a massive collection of 100,000 titles, often with very limited metadata, especially for older publication. We also dealing with retrospective digitization, meaning files created from scanned images provided by the BNF, which is requiring complex OCR, cleaning, manual corrections, sometimes for missing pages, unwritten notes, truncations, or formatting errors, and followed by structured content production, often from imperfect source material. And since FeniXX's only editorial criterion is the unavailability of the print edition, the catalog includes just about everything, from cookbooks, illustrated children's books, mathematical theses, historical biographies, novels, basic or complex layouts. It's a real mixed bag, as you can see. So what about the European Accessibility Act? So FeniXX won't be subject to the June 2025 obligations since our entire catalog is backlist, actually both in print and digital form in a way. But looking ahead to 2030, the challenge is real because we are a tiny company with very limited resources, just one employee, so I told you me, who isn't technical at all. That said, the issue for visually impaired readers transcends the regulation. And even if we could technically invoke disproportionate burden, we have, I think, a moral responsibility. Because from the beginning, FeniXX's mission has been clear. If even one person in the world is interested in an out-of-commerce book, it should be digitized and made available. This commitment to preserving and sharing literary heritage only makes sense if we also strive to make our ebooks accessible to the public, and that only makes sense if everyone, including visually impaired readers, can access it. And we believe that accessibility is also an opportunity because better files, better metadata means better visibility, better SEO, broader reach. So given our limits, we thought automation is key to making this work both effectively and sustainably. Our conversation with EDRLab, thank you, especially around EDRLab, help us ask the right question: how much of this remediation work can be automated? So we needed support, and we got it thanks to funding from the French National Book Center. The Soliman project began last December, yes, November maybe, anyway, and will run until next September. We have a guiding principle from the outset: stay true to EDRLab's and FeniXX's cross-industry mission by releasing all outcomes as open source. Our goal is to make the most of this incredible testing ground, diverse and massive catalog, to develop solutions that others can also use. So for FeniXX, the aim is to update 70,000 EPUBs without overwhelming cost. That means extracting existing accessibility features already present in the files, inferring and adding new ones where possible, adding TDM rep declarations for text and data mining, declaring legal exemptions when applicable, identifying and classifying all images as precisely as possible. The EDRLab approach to backlist remediation included preliminary accessibility analysis, identifying existing tools and their limitations, developing a new tool to bridge the gaps, enriching the files and metadata, then delivering updated EPUBs. So I'm going to show you a few elements of the analysis results. Using EDRLab's method, thanks Gauthier, we found that all files share the same style sheets. They feature identical founders' logos. Decorative images are properly tagged in one batch. Meaningful images are tagged with placeholder alt text awaiting a richer description later. And that's it for the good news, because 49% liked accessibility metadata, 29% got language code issues, and 10% had incorrect or missing table markup. If we focus on images, there are over 1 million images in the corpus. 20% don't require remediation because they are covers, logos, decorative. 49% of files have ebooks files, have fewer than 3 images. 28% have more than 100 images. That means about half the catalog is mostly text. It's a good news, and therefore suitable for synthetic voice and braille. Quarter can be improved quickly with basic image descriptions, and the remaining quarter with higher image density will demand a more substantial effort. Also, good news, CSS audit showed no critical display issues, at least with systems that support Readium CSS. So Soliman is an ongoing project, and we're learning step by step, exploring both the opportunities and the challenges. Originally, we wanted to build a whole new tool ourselves, but we soon realized the limits because too many files, too much metadata to handle, adding another tool in an already crowded ecosystem with the risk of discouraging adoption. So we pivoted towards something simpler and more practical, improving the Readium Go toolkit, which is already widely used, including by our distributor, EDRLab. And now, the plan is to develop and isolate the Readium CLI, a command line interface based on the Soliman project. It will consolidate and enhance RGTK functionalities. Adrian's mentioned it yesterday. The CLI adds a real value, especially in tandem with RGTK. And since I don't have his level of expertise and because it is still in progress, I just provide you the link to the project. To conclude, I would say that in our experience, ebooks accessibility is like a retaining wall. For bound digital books, 2025 is a major turning point, a true challenge for publishers striving to produce natively accessible ebooks. Publishers are laying the foundation brick by brick, using shared standards to build something solid, unified, and future-proof. But backlist accessibility is a different story. It's more like restoring an old wall, one brick at a time, with all its irregularities and quirks and beauty. So we need solutions that works for everyone. It means accounting for both large and small publishers, catalogues of 10 titles or 10,000, general audience novels, richly illustrated children's books, and even academic works for niche readers. FeniXX is just one small piece of that whole and a big catalog with tiny resources. Our mission is to preserve and share forgotten books. If the Soliman project can help test and develop local solutions for remediation, then maybe it can help others too. I hope we'll have more chances to talk soon, especially about the next challenge, how to improve alternative text for images. Thank you.